What's up, guys? It's you, and welcome back to the third episode of Push to Rank 500 in the NU tier this week. And looking at our rank in NU right now, it is 1,237, meaning that we need to get only like 90 or 80 more points until we get to where we need to be for the series. So let's quickly jump into a battle because we really only do have 10 minutes and we're already 30 seconds in. We're burning through time right here. We're 5% of the way through, so hopefully we can connect and find a match and showdown relatively quickly, and we don't spend a bunch of time dawdling around because that is not something I would like to do. So anyway, looking at this guy's team, he has Blossom, which not sure why you're using Blossom when there's Lilligant, but you know, it's whatever. Also has Barbarical. This Grumpig's probably a special wall, and then there's Electivire, who we had a created mega on just Sunday. So if you guys didn't see that, you guys should go check it out. But looking at his team and things, I get rocks. I don't think he has a rocker on this team, if I'm being honest, unless Grumpig gets rocks. Learns stealth, rock, Grumpig. Well, whoops, I messed that up. I messed that command up really bad. So let me try to do this accurately. Alright, never mind. Alright, I'm just going to lead Granbull in this situation, because he has quite a few physical attackers that are relatively threatening. But he actually leads Xatu, which is kind of an annoyance. But I'm just going to switch to Licky Licky here, because Licky Licky isn't going to be as much of a help this game, because he only has like 2 real special attackers that I'm worried about, because Granbull will likely serve as a wall for him, and he just goes for Psyshock, which is a pretty good play on his part. But my goal is just to stall him out of life with Life Orb right here, so I'm going to Wish up. I guess he's going to U-turn right here, but in that situation, that probably wasn't a very beneficial U-turn for him, because he lost 9% of his health in exchange for 7.5% of his health, so not a very good trade-off on his part. But I'm just going to switch to Granbull here, and Granbull is my go-to switch for Electivire, because Thunder Punch is not going to do very much at all, and I'm going to get the Wish back, and I'm just going to go straight away for a Play Rough, because I want to weaken something that comes in on the switch. Also, if he is red card... Actually, if he's red card Slurpluff, I could be in for a rough match, but we'll see what he goes into here. So he goes into Blossoms. I get a crit with Play Rough, which is a bit unfortunate, but checking Blossom speed and checking Granbull speed. He will outspeed me no matter what, so I think I'm just going to switch, anticipating the Sleep Powder right here, and try to get a Quiver Dance up. No, he goes straight away for a Sludge Bomb. Good play on his part. Because it forces me to essentially sack Lilligant, which isn't necessarily great for me, but I do have Energy Ball and Mesprit if I want to. That's Assault Vest Blossom, I think, because it didn't take very much from an HP Fire. But anyways, I have Energy Ball and Mesprit if I really need it for Barbarical, but to be honest, I don't really think I will. I'm just gonna go into my Mesprit here and go for a Psyshock, because you know, why should I not? It forces him to either sack his Blossom or to go into his Grumpig, and I'm fine if he wants to go into Grumpig, because then I set up a Swords Dance with Gator and I do some serious wall breaking against his team. But we'll see what he ends up going out into here. He could very easily go out into Xatu right here, and I would probably just go back into Licky Licky, but he goes into Slurpluff here, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to Psyshock, because that did, oh my lord, that did nothing. So he goes for a Wish. So he is a Belly Drum Wish, so I'm just going to Psyshock again, because he won't be able to Belly Drum right now. Oh no, he goes for Dazzling Gleam, so he's a bulky Slurpluff, which is fine, because I think I'm just going to go into my Feraligatr here. Actually, I'm gonna pivot to Licky Licky to get a Wish off, and then go out into Gator if he decides to stay in. This is 2 pink blobs right now just going at it as he goes out into Xatu, which is fine, as Xatu ends up getting the Wish from Slurpluff, so that's fine. I'm just gonna body slam right here, because unless he wants to go out into Evire, I really don't lose anything. It's a nice spammable stab move that has the chance for paralysis, and if I get a paralysis on either like Slurpluff, or if I get paralysis on his Barbaracle, either one of those are great for me. He just ends up going for Psyshock right here. And I get a crit body slam, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't really like to get crits on people because it like takes away from the validity of your win. He just goes for a U-turn here, as I'm just gonna click body slam again. We'll see what he decides to U-turn out into right here. He ends up going into Evire, which is a good play because it can't get paralyzed. And I'm just gonna go into Grand Bull. Yeah, he is trying to think right now how he can kill this. He doesn't have cross chop on either Barbaracle or Evire, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to break through this, especially with the combination of Grand Bull just being able to come in here and spam pretty much whatever it wants to do. But anyway, I'm going to T-Wave here because I pretty much lose nothing by doing so. He goes into Grumpig, which is great, and I'm not quite sure what Grumpig wants to do, but I'm going to go into Gator because unless he like pulls out an energy ball, which would surprise me. Actually, before I make that move, let me check the base special attack on Grumpig. Grumpig has base. Never mind. Showdown made my decision for me. He goes for a taunt, which is actually kind of annoying because I was going to come in here and try to set up Swords Dances, but I'm just going to go for Waterfall right here because it should do pretty good damage to Grumpig because Grumpig only has base 95 physical defense, and I get the para. I wouldn't necessarily call para, like just one para throughout the entire game, hacks, because there's a lot of different scenarios to where hacks can happen, and it's not necessarily like, oh my lord, like missing a Stone Edge, that's hacks, but because like you have like a 50% chance to get para'd, so that's not like getting para'd once isn't too hacksy, I would say. But anyway, I'm just going to Wish up right here. I have no reason not to. If he wants to Wish and try to pass into Xatu, on the turn after he wishes, I'll just go for Body Slam and try to pick off Xatu on the switch, as he just forfeits because he can't break through the almighty wall. Licky. We get up to 1,255, and we're going to grab one more match, actually, because I really do like doing these showdown sessions, and I'll try to creep over the defined time limit when I can. But looking at this guy's team, he is spike stacking Omastar with Pawniard. So I'm going to lead Lilligant because Lilligant has a great matchup versus his team because it outspeeds pretty much everything. Hits Rotom. I think the only thing that resists my attacks is Rotom, but I have Lilligant to immediately put pressure on whatever he leads with. He ends up leading Omastar, which is fine. I'm just going to Sleep Powder here. Hopefully I hit my Sleep Powder as he goes into Vileplume, which is a good play. And I think I'm going to double into Hariyama here, because there's no way he's going for a sleep-inducing move, right? Because he wouldn't want to go for a sleep-inducing move, because I have Lilligant out, so it doesn't make much sense. And also Hariyama's a good play, because if he goes out into Omastar, I can prevent him from stacking multiple layers of hazards. He goes for Sludge Bomb, that is nothing. Oh my lord. So I'm going to go for a Fire Punch right here to hit this Vileplume for pretty good damage, as he goes for Sludge Bomb again. Does not get the poison, which is great. And I'm going to be able to hit something else with the Fire Punch as he goes out in Omastar, which is fine, because I'm fine with Omastar taking a close combat. But I actually get the burn on Omastar, which is a bit unfortunate. But due to Shell Armor, he's actually going to be able to get Rocks up. But that's all he's going to be able to get up, which is great, because my team doesn't necessarily hate Rocks. It doesn't have anything that's actually weak to it at all, which is why I chose not to put a Spinner on this team. And looking at the rest of his team, Hariyama actually does some pretty good work. I basically have to hope if he goes in a Pawniard here, I basically have to hope that he can. Okay, he goes in a Rotom. And looking at the just build of his team, this is his likely Scarfer. I don't want to switch to something because of the risk of being tricked. But also, like, Hariyama's not going to be able to switch in again, so I'm just... Oh, wow, Hariyama actually eats that up because of a Soul Vest, meaning that I'm going to be able to get a free knockoff on something as he goes into his Vileplume, which is fine by me. because I knock off Vileplume's Specs. So he was Specs Vileplume, which is actually a pretty cool set, as I just end up taking out his Vileplume with Fire Punch. So all in all, that was a pretty good trade-off for me. 2 for 1 is definitely good with Hariyama, because I was able to limit him to only getting up rocks and getting rid of something that stops Gator from sweeping. But he goes into Beheeyem here, which is actually kind of a problem for me. I'm going to go into Lilligant, and I basically got to hope that my Sleep Powder hits. If my Sleep Powder hits, I'm going to be a very happy man right now, because then I can basically set up a Quiver Dance, and I think I sweep his team from there. So, wow, I missed my Sleep Powder. He's going to go for a Psyshock and just straight up take me out, so that's a bit unfortunate. But, you know, I have been getting some hacks, so I guess it is to be expected. I'm going to go out in a Grand Bull, though, and I'm going to... I think I'm just going to go for the Play Rough, because if he goes into Rotom, I want to hit him neutrally, but he stays in with Beheeyem and goes for Psyshock. That still does a lot. That is likely Specs, because I'm max physical defense, like 200 HP, 52 attack, 252 defense, Impish Nature, and he's still doing a lot. Okay, so I missed my Play Rough, which is really, really bad, because now I pretty much have to fall back on Feraligatr and Mesprit to win the game for me. But I'm going to go on a Licky Licky here, and I'm going to go for a Body Slam, because Body Slam is going to allow me to like weaken this to the point where I can knock it out with an Aqua Jet later with Gator. Later, Gator. And I'm just going to go for Body Slam again. If he wants to sack his Beheeyem, that's fine by me, because if he goes in either Samurott or Bisharp, then I have a good opportunity to get a para on either one of those two things, which could prove pivotal later in the match. Anyway, he just decides to sack his Beheeyem and go into his Pawniard right here. I'm just going to go for a Body Slam and hope for the para, as he goes for a knockoff, which is actually kind of a problem, because this thing could potentially shut me down for the rest of the match. I'm going to Swords Dance, predicting him the Sucker Punch, but he ends up going for the knockoff, which is a good play, and gets rid of my Lum. I don't really think he can do that much to me with this, so I'm just going to dance again. I don't see any reason not to. He goes for knockoff, and I know I'm faster. I'm going to hit him with an Aqua Jet. Hopefully not. Yeah, I knock him out. So Gator's at +4, meaning that I can still potentially win the game. He goes out into Samurott. He's likely going to Aqua Jet. And I'm just going to go for a... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into Mesprit. And what Mesprit's going to do is... oh, he goes for Grass Knot. Alrighty. I'm going to Energy Ball right here. Hopefully I can catch him off guard. Yeah, I catch him off guard. I knock him out with the Energy Ball. But I don't want to stay in on this Rotom. Hopefully I can tank a hit and Healing Wish. I am not able to tank a hit. My plan was to Healing Wish, and then... gosh dang it. My plan was to Healing Wish into Gator, but you know, we drop a match. That's our first match drop with this team, so I'm not too disappointed. We dropped down to 1,237, so we're like 1 point better than we started this episode, but anyway, that's okay. If you guys did enjoy the episode, please make sure to leave a like, as it really does help show support for the stuff that I'm doing here on the channel. Additionally, make sure to answer today's comment question of the video, which is, would you guys like to see me change my showdown layout? I do this every once in a while. I might change it to the Wi-Fi layout if I change it. But it's kind of up to you guys. I just don't want these getting bland. And with that, I urge you guys to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the constant content. And with that, I'll catch you on the flip-flop.